Oh, okay. All right, excess water. And this is a back area. This one gets really cold, but it also feeds the kitchen. So this just looks worn out. Let's see if I can get a size on it. And it is iced up back there. So. $52. Let's see what we got. All right. 20s, 30s, 40s. Oh, man, I don't have anything close to that. All right. Oh, wait. Perfect, 52, brand new, and then we'll just write it up for some extras. But it's a weekend, it's a Saturday call. Top of that, I want to get all that water out. So let's grab our vacuum pump. Make sure you got battery and get back on the roof. And what we also have now on the van from our good friends AIREX are these Titan outlets. Now, if you guys maybe haven't heard of, AIREX has been doing these penetration covers that look super professional. I've installed a handful of them already and I get the same reaction every time. Wow, that looks so good. So I'm actually going to do an update on our home and install one of these sleeker ones. So our line set is actually really close to the foundation. So I kind of wanted to use the slimmer profile. You can see there's an offset. It has a whole bunch of cool stuff. You get the jacket as well in the box, which I'll go over that in a second. And all the hardware that you would need to install this, and it gives you that watertight, weatherproof seal versus spraying it with foam, basically. The only thing that kept me from putting it on more systems, because we do see a lot of split systems on the commercial side, it's just I'm usually there for maintenance or a fan motor or something like that. I'm not going to cut the lines to put one of these, right? These are best put on new installations just to kind of put the cherry on top, that final touch to those installs. But now they have the retrofit kit. So basically it's their full-size outlet that is in two pieces. So you can actually put these on existing line sets, and we do have some that are gonna get some nice upgrades thanks to AIREX. So if you guys haven't yet, go out, check out the link down below, check out AIREX for yourself. And if you guys wanna up your game, your install game, or just now offer a retrofit option to get that same reaction that we get. And I'll have more soon on this channel using and installing these. All right, so I'm trying my other camera. Hopefully it looks good, sounds good, everything like that. It's not windy, so it's a good test. So I kind of suspected, I was like, man, that front one's working pretty good. But telltale sign, I saw water up here. Now water, we are forecasted to get rain, but I think it missed us. So we haven't had any rain. So that was a lot here. That's condensation basically, and a little bit of freezing up. This one for sure, the coil runs right here, so that was a dead giveaway. I've had a lot of calls where if I see this stain right here, this water stain, or I've seen ice before too. If I find the picture, I'll show it, but that's because it iced up inside and it's starting to sweat or ice over up here. Condensation, ice, you know. So that was a dead giveaway there, and then obviously there's a bunch of water, and then you'll see that you have ice. So I'm probably gonna have to run. Oh, that is defrosting kind of weird. Got little pinholes right there. So we're gonna let it melt a little bit while I work on this, clean this up a little bit, and we'll see if it needs to be tightened or adjusted. And like I said, clean up. I think that was the only problem, because this one gets extremely cold, so it's kind of weird that this back area wasn't working properly. I think they do have a contactor. We are going to check in here really quick. Like I said, I'll clean up a little bit. That's somebody else's work. Someone had replaced the motor at one point. I had to come back because it was reversed. They're color coded, pretty simple, but somebody came in, I think to put the motor, and then someone else came in and did the contactor for that, because this VFD gave out. Usually you can just wire it up straight or put a contactor over here. I'll show that real quick. And I'll see if this motor is even, I mean, it feels fine, but you can tell it's kind of wearing out a little quickly because of all these calls with the water and icing up. So yeah, I had to come back just to reverse the polarity and switch 2 wires on the 3-phase compressor or motor. When you switch 2 of the wires, it goes reverse, or if you if that happens, you switch 2 of the wires of the 3 phases, and it'll go in the correct rotation if that's an issue. So yeah, they marked it right there. I'm gonna clean this up real quick. So this is extremely tight. It might have been tightened on the old one, maybe when it started to get loose. So we're gonna loosen that a little bit. I already got it on there. So somebody asked me about these Klein ratchet sets. It's a pass-through ratchet. So I use them a lot for these kinds of scenarios where I gotta adjust, actually on both kinds of carriers, whether it's on this plate sliding like this, or it's on the rods where you got to go up and down. I use these because you can pass them through. So we're going to loosen 3 bolts here, which are rusting. You can see all the rust. So we're going to take this out, or loosen these 2 in the front, and then there's one like set screw right in the middle on the back. All right, so loosened it to my liking. Still kind of tight, but not pulling on the motor. Put that back. What did I want to show? I wanted to see the electrical on this side. So we got a nice stub compressor. I don't even know if this one was on. It's gonna be an issue. Yeah, because it has a jumper, so I'm gonna take that off right now. So here, this is a contactor that's aftermarket installed, field installed, whatever you want to call it, when a VFD gives out. Never had a customer that actually wants to pay for a VFD. So like I said, you can bypass the VFD, but then the motor runs constantly. I mean, that's a good way to get you by over the weekend, whatever. And you can come back with a contactor, unless you got one on you, and just kind of wire it in series so that this comes on with your thermostat wire. You just jump it out to the board. I've done that plenty of times, whether it's train, carrier, anything like that. If the board messes up or the VFD messes up, you can wire existing contactors or a new one, like for this situation, directly to the thermostat, basically, right? Because it's coming out to the board and then it wants to send a signal to your components. But if it doesn't send that signal out, you can just tap into wherever the thermostat actually lands here on the board, and you're gonna get that 24-volt signal. So I've done that plenty of times, it's fine. In this situation, that's the proper way to do that VFD repair. So I just wanted to look at it, and I'm gonna restart it without the fan motor, without the compressor. So we're gonna remove the Y call. We only have one hooked up, so we'll just take that off so we can run the blower. So running fine. And I'm gonna close this up so we can melt that ice. And just show you what the other side looks like. It's not too bad. That'll melt. Take a little 5-minute break. Somebody lost the other side. All right. All right, guys, we got most of it off. I'm not too worried. I think actually it is all off. All right, yeah, cool. It's already iced, de-iced, everything like that. So we're gonna come back here, and our Y1, we're just gonna tie it back into the board so we can get that call for cooling. And like I said, most of these are jumped out, so that one's already jumped out. Oh yeah, the other thing I have to do is make sure that other compressor turns on. So we're gonna get this back on, system's on, blower's on. I'm gonna start putting it back together so I can check that other compressor. Actually, I think it came on. I think it's on. All right, it could have tripped out on the safety. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Then we're just going to keep an eye on our temperature. Almost broke another one. All right, cool. All right, so I gauged up real quick. Pressures are within range, so it is on. It's probably just going to struggle a little bit right now. Take all this off. Once we got a restriction or a dirty coil, which we probably do. We're doing okay, we're not great. So might be time to split the coil on this one. It probably is just dirty and we might be a little bit low on charge. So I'll have to come back and do that. Actually, that's your problem. So I've recommended that. We've tried to patch it, but that duct board is already super flimsy. So it's time to replace it. We did one out of town that was a similar issue. And lately I've had to go around and kind of quote out some duct jobs. So not something we typically do, but it's pretty straightforward, right? If return or supply, flex, ductboard, any of that falls apart or comes undone, we can redo it, right? It's not a big deal. I'm not completely designing or redoing duct, so that's where I kind of draw the line, although maybe I should get into duct design, because another thing I was going to mention is this AC feeds the kitchen, some of the vents. I've had to balance the air out because this area back here, it's empty. They kind of stock a little bit, but it's a big open room. And that one kitchen AC over there in the front is the kitchen in the front with the customers. Can't keep up to where this one gets too cold because it's an unoccupied space basically. So they have run some of it to the kitchen. The only thing is we have to run a sensor because that thermostat would always satisfy. It's always like super cold back here. And I kept telling them, when this turns off, when your back room gets cold, your kitchen doesn't get cold. Your kitchen is super hot. And this feeds, you know, several vents. So we had to run a sensor. We had to move some vents, close some vents to balance it out to where this didn't get super cold, but the kitchen could keep up. So we've done a lot already here. And now we're gonna have to redo that duct. I'm gonna quote that out. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this kind of content, little first person point of view, let me know in the comments. And if you could do so, like, subscribe, have your notifications on, and I appreciate, dang it, you guys for tuning in. See ya.